Hello, Mario. It's me, Jamcraft, in the flesh. Yeah, so around a year ago, I rebranded to Jambertack, and then posted one singular video, and proceeded to do nothing for like a couple years. A year. Wasn't quite that long. Right now I'm on this one server I started playing on with my friends, and I'm trying to find where my base is. I am currently lost at sea. So anyway, I changed the name back to Jamcraft, mainly because I want to be able to use multiple different skins and not just Jamber here. Also, I don't know, it felt a little too branded. Like, I would rather just have a casual side channel where I'm more or less able to upload whatever I feel like without any concern of how it fits any kind of brand or how it performs. That's about it. I want to keep this video pretty short because I've been meaning to make this for a while, and at this point I just kind of want to get it out of the way. But in my last video, you guys did ask me a few questions in the comments, and I said I would answer them, and am I headed the right direction? Like, yeah? I said I never did, so I'm doing that now. You can go ahead and leave questions in the comments of this video if you want, but definitely no promises if I'll ever answer any of them. Maybe if I feel like it. I don't know. Life's been kind of crazy, and it doesn't seem like that will stop being the case. So to start off, Listic Does Things asks, how are you able to find motivation? And to be fair, having literal thousands of people excited for like the next thing I'm gonna work on definitely does do a lot. That is something I have that not most people get. Although sometimes it can do the opposite, sometimes it can be overwhelming. No, but to be fair, I was making GD levels and loving doing it far before I was a well-known creator. I mean, my project sizes started passing the 100-hour mark and going into this mega project territory more after I got kind of well-known, so I don't think I was motivated to put that much effort into stuff before. But like, I've always liked making stuff, just because I have cool ideas and I want to see them exist. But yeah, if I were to give specific advice for other people on how to find motivation, the biggest thing I would say is find other people who are into the same thing you're trying to get into. Because if you're just doing it by yourself, like maybe you'll have a new hyperfixation for a week or two, and then eventually you realize no one cares and you just stop, so no consistency there. I've definitely ran into that same problem as I've been trying to get into other things, because I'm like, yeah, I'm really good at creating GD levels, but it's kind of my entire personality. Maybe I should do other things too. So yeah, definitely prioritize making friends and finding groups of people who are interested in the thing you're trying to get into. It's not going to work if you don't have that. But fortunately, if you're talking about GD creating specifically, there are plenty of people who are into that. And so it's good to find creators who care about the same things you care about. The one other thing I would say about motivation is that it goes away when you don't know what you're supposed to do. Sometimes you just gotta settle for less. It can be really easy to get stuck overthinking, trying to think of the best possible thing you could be doing, setting your expectations way too high, and at the end of the day, you gotta work with where you're at, even if it means compromising. Improvement is a slow process, and it requires a lot of humility. Anyway, that's about all I wanted to say on that question. These next two questions are pretty similar, so I'll group them together. Redstone Temmie GD, Real, says, what are your biggest inspirations in general, not just in YouTube or anything? And then Goofy Boy the Third asks, besides Geometry Dash, what's one piece of creative work, show, book, movie, etc. that has changed your life and how? So I'm going to give two examples of media that's really affected what I create. The first one, kind of on topic, being Minecraft. Minecraft has mainly influenced my YouTube content because I used to be really into Minecraft content. I watched a lot of Minecraft YouTubers, DreamSMP, Hermitcraft, a lot of Technoblade. But yeah, Hermitcraft in particular has inspired a lot of my GD levels. Like, if you really watch through my building videos, there's a lot of stuff I say that's just mirrored from the kinds of things Good Times with Scar says. He's always been very much about bringing life and soul to the stuff he makes. And then the other piece of media I feel has really influenced what I create is definitely Undertale. That was by far my favorite game in my teen years. It's such a classic, and it was such a formative game for me to play. I mean, you can see direct inspiration from the game in a lot of stuff I make, especially the city part in Cellar Path. I just kind of copied New Home. Also, Undertale has inspired the music I make a lot. You can definitely hear the Toby Fox inspiration in some of my songs. Just listen to In Deep Jam or like my Enemy Fight theme on Newgrounds. They're kind of more recent songs uploaded there. That the inspiration is pretty clear. Alright, and this next question is pretty long. Let me put on my glasses. The more popular something is, the more criticism it gets. And while it can be very helpful, sometimes it just boils down to the person saying, "This style sucks." And while I understand that they aren't actually criticizing, it still hurts. So I have to ask you, how do you deal with it? How does one deal with hate on a creation you spent many hours on? Because even though I try my best not to think about it, it still hurts. Yeah, so I have never been good at taking criticism. And I think that's just something that naturally happens when you don't fit in your formative years, and you kind of learn to be wary of what people think about you. But the good news is, it's not that deep. The truth is, everyone has their own opinions. It's a giant portal, jeez. Ooh, careful. Everyone has their own opinions, and you're not going to get rid of those. Some opinions are helpful, some are insanely stupid and make me want to slam my head into a brick wall. Some are phrased in a way that gives you something to improve on, and some are just like, "I hate this, die." And those all are opinions that exist, and you're not going to do anything about that. So the best thing you can do, really, is just to view that criticism as data. Try to understand where people are coming from, and even if it hurts, even if you feel attacked by it, the best thing you can do going forward is just say, "Okay, well, that's how people feel. What am I going to do about it?" And sometimes the answer is just to let them feel that way, and to decide you don't care. And sometimes the answer is to actually change what you're doing. It's up to you. There's no right answer. Wow, I went too far. Oops. I mean, being as big of a creator as I am, I've definitely over time become more and more desensitized to feedback. Like, when you get so many opinions thrown at you all the time, you do eventually learn to not be bothered by them. Although it's still something I can struggle with. And if you want a tangible thing to do to help that criticism hurt less, put your value in multiple things. So when I was first improving at creating, a lot of it kind of came out of spite and just wanting to prove that I was good at something. And that's not actually healthy. I mean, it worked. I got better, and then people were like, "Wow, you're so good at creating." And then I got like really full of myself and egotistical. And that is how you become a narcissist. So I'm glad that I saw what was happening, and I've really been trying to break out of that and not go there. A lot of micro-celebrities do. It's not uncommon. But if you're good at several different things, it tends to hurt less when you fail in one of those things. Because if Geometry Dash creating is your entire identity, then of course it's going to hurt when you feel like you're not good at that. Because then what do you have? So yeah, don't make my same mistake. Am I headed in the right direction now? Yeah, it's like this way. And our final question of the day is, in the event that I move away from GD, what would I want to do from there? Would there be any other type of video style I would like to do in the future? And yes, actually, I do plan on eventually pivoting to game dev. I have always been interested in indie game dev. That's kind of been what I wanted to do since I was like 8, and I feel like I definitely could. I have some plans to move in that direction, but we'll have to see what happens. Other than that, I don't really have any plans on what I would want to do. If for some reason it ended up becoming a viable route to be a Minecraft YouTuber, I guess that would be chill. Video essays are also kind of neat, but I don't really see a future where I do either of those things. But yeah, that is all the questions. Am I almost to 0-0? I'm pretty far away from it. I'm currently at 0-0. more or less. I thought there was another portal here, but apparently there's not. I forgot where my base is, so you guys don't get to see that. I kind of wanted to do something in this video, like work on a project while I talked, but I didn't really have anything specific in mind, and I just wanted to get this out of the way, so. You got to just see me walk across thousands of blocks and do nothing. I hope that entertained you. Subscribe if you want. Probably won't upload much to this channel, but I do have a death swap video with an old friend of mine that I made that should be going up pretty soon. We started that like a couple years ago, and I finally finished it, and I needed to finish this update video so that I could finally get that out and get that done with, because it's been on my mind for a long time, and I would like it to not be that. Anyway, goodbye! Have a good day. Bye-bye.